The great human festival of Christmas is finding new worlds to conquer. It has always been much more than a purely religious festival, and now it is leaping over the bounds of faith into non-Christian lands. Santa Claus is becoming a citizen of the whole world. The observance of Christmas is taking hold in Morocco, a Muslim land. It is well established in India, which is largely Hindu. It is becoming popular in Japan with its mixture of non-Christian faiths. Santa Claus may yet prove to be the best missionary of them all. The Russian communists already suspect him of being an imperialist agent. The history of the Christmas observance shows that it always overcomes opposition. First, it is accepted, and in the end, it is revered. One of the best examples of that came in the U.S., in New England. For the best part of 250 years, the observance of Christmas was opposed by the spiritual and the temporal powers of those 6 states. The first English settlers of New England were Puritans, and they looked upon the observance of Christmas as a corruption of true Christianity. They also had known firsthand the joyous observance of Christmas in merry England, and they had found it shocking and worldly. They didn't want any of the British Christmas introduced into their pure and pristine precincts in the New World. The Puritans were people who went by the good book, and they frowned on rejoicing on general principles. The historical descent of Christmas from the Roman Saturnalia and the Yule festivities of Northern Europe also bothered Puritan leaders. So the Puritans would have nothing to do with a Christ's birthday celebration which retained the trimmings of the pagan Yule and the flavor of the heathen Saturnalia. The Pilgrims of the Plymouth colony frowned on any Christmas festivities and kept their noses to the grindstone on December 25th. In 1621, a few backsliding Pilgrims tried to observe Christmas, but were sternly rebuked by the elders. A Puritan writer in Boston in 1685 reported that the city engaged in business as usual on December 25th. He expressed scorn for the misguided people who tried to observe Christmas. While New England rejected Christmas as a holiday for generations, it was making great strides elsewhere in the country, where it began to be observed in the traditional European manner. It was not until the 19th century that hostility to Christmas began to thaw in New England, and not until after the Civil War that it became completely acceptable. The major factor in this conversion was the heavy immigration of the Irish and the Germans, who were both devoted to Christmas. Also, alas, the Puritan opposition to Christmas was undermined by their own children, who brought home breathless tales about the wondrous goings-on at the neighbors' houses. You will positively get nowhere explaining to a child that Santa Claus and the Christmas tree are pagan symbols, and that neither one is sanctioned in the good book. The winter holiday period in the ancient world always coincided with the winter solstice. Our next story on Christmas Chronicle. Join us then.